Oi.
How's it, Talbot?
All right.
You've been at church today, by the looks of it.
I've been to the Church of Friendship today. It was my friend's birthday last week, and I took her out for lunch today.
Okay, I thought your friend's birthday last week, so you've been wearing that all week.
Nah, I wore this on Christmas Day, mind. Made an effort.
Nice. Is your friend Jesus Christ? He was born last week and all.
Happy birthday, JC.
Mr. Talbot, Mr. Bono Talbot, you're going to get that forever now from me.
Why Bono?
I've always called you Bono in these interviews. I don't know why. Remember, I've done it before, many times before. I couldn't think of anyone else that fits. Bono doesn't even fit, really, but you're going to get...
Apparently, he's a really nice man.
Absolutely. Why would he not be?
Well, I mean, he's a very, in terms of money, he's a very successful man, isn't he? And sometimes to get there, you have to do bad things, and sometimes money turns you into a bad person. He was one of
the original investors in Facebook.
Was he?
Yeah. All those many years ago, he was one of the hence his great fortune, property and Facebook.
Fucking hell.
But most of his fortune from social media, because he was fucking clever in the early 90s when everyone else wasn't.
I mean, yeah, he's all right, and he's done all right for himself.
Yeah, I like him. I always have soft spot.
I was one of the first investors in Facebook. My hair is looking savage, man. I need to cut my hair.
What you can do with your hair? What's the plans?
Just cut it shorter. I'm balding, do you know what I mean? You can't really do much with hair like this. You just got to keep it short and try not to take any attention towards the top of your head.
That's what my hair looked like when I was about 22, and I just got rid of it.
You know, my dad went bald really young, so I thought I was going to go the same way, but I'm here still.
You've done all right, but you do need to shave it off, mate.
I'm not shaving it off. I can't do that without a beard. I don't look good with a shaved head and a short face, you know. But we're not here to talk about that, are we? Let's not talk about grooming. Talk about the other kind of grooming, you know.
No.
We said we were going to talk about the Royals. So.
We're not going to talk about the Royals because it's a conversation that we would go on for ages. And
that's all right. They're all murdering pedos. Done. Next.
Welcome to Goth Kitchen, Mr. Talbot. Welcome to Essex. Welcome to Southend.
Oi,
oi. It's been ages. It's been over a year since we last spoke.
Is it?
It was August 2021, just before it all kicked off again, just before the album came out, I think, or about a month before the album came out. So, thank you for joining me.
Absolute pleasure, bro. You know that.
How are you? Where are you? And what have you been doing today?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. I feel rough. I'm at the tail end of a cold. That's all it is. And I don't know. I just started feeling a bit worse for wear about an hour ago, but it's fine. It's nothing major. So I am that. I feel good. Apart from that, I've been sober 3 weeks. We can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm in Bristol. I'm in my spare room / office / gym / Lego puzzle room. Me and my daughter smashing some building exercises.
Good.
We built pictures, castles, and a relationship.
Nice. And what have you done today?
I took my mate out for lunch for her birthday, hence the attire. And I've been writing music, Brian.
Ooh, and we'll get onto that later as well. So, normally...
How are you?
I'm full of goth flu, which is like the worst kind of flu you can have.
Van Gogh.
Yeah, no, proper goth flu, like Dracula flu. It's awful.
I was just in your backdrop there.
Oh yeah, that's nice. It's going to fall off one day, but yeah, it's good. I'm okay.
Is it a real one?
It's the original. Yeah, I stole it from the Louvre.
You also invested in Facebook, clearly.
I invested in Facebook and Snappy Chat. I think it's called Snappy Chat.
Snapchat.
Yeah, talking of that, you've gone back on social media. I saw.
I'm on Instagram. Yeah.
Why was
there's a theory behind that? Really, it was like,
go on?
well, I do everything that's visual for the band, except for a couple of the videos which Lee did, and obviously Lucy and Michelle Gondry in that. But I started doing all the videos, and I want to get back onto it. But I do everything else as visual, really. Obviously not. I wasn't on social media, so nothing social media wise. But I cleared everything, and I just like I was trying to start the album, and I always start the album with the artwork in mind and the kind of the title. And I was just like, well, I'm not really in touch with anything visual in terms of culture knocking about at the moment, and I don't want to get my news from the social media, and I don't want to stay in touch with my mates on social media, but I just like the visual feed, you know. And so I went back on it, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
It's been fun enough for me to not go off it yet. But
Good.
I mean, I haven't got much to say on it. I just like looking at the pictures. But yes, it's all right. I think what I realised, what I was doing before, what made me kind of ill, was just responding to people. I would reply to everyone, and like my good friends know that I don't reply to messages because it's not good for my brain. So they call me, and I call them, and like people that don't know me obviously would message me on Instagram, and I'd reply all the time, and then I just realised it's no point because it's not good for me, and no one cares. So I stopped, and now I love it because I don't reply to anyone. I don't look at the messages. You know what I mean? Really. Now again.
Normally, when we talk, you've just finished an album, and I've been lucky enough to hear it, and then we can talk about it to an extent because we're obviously not most of the time we're not allowed to talk about what it's called. Or you've just released an album, so then we can go through it bit by bit. Or you've just announced a big tour, but there's none of that today. At the moment,
No.
You've just finished 2022, which is your first full year after 18 months of not touring due to Connie COVID and all her friends that arrived. Last year, Joe, apart from the tail end of 2021, when you went back into the in-stores, do you remember? Started at the Louis and all that stuff. And I think you went to America towards the end of that year.
Yeah, we did. November, yeah.
2022 was 98 shows, 35 festival performances, 164 days on the road, which is just under 5.5 months.
Yeah.
And 24 different countries.
It's not bad, is it?
Not bad. I'm not going to ask you, but I asked when I spoke to Bowen and Lee, I asked them to name 24 countries that they visited this year, and they both collectively told me to fuck off. I asked John. I asked John and Dev. Of course, they did it. John Wash. He's got that mind, hasn't he? But he did it. He nailed it. Well, I say nailed it. I've got no reference point, so he could have just given me a load of bollocks for all I know.
Yeah, he could have.
How was you feeling when you got back in December after such a mammoth year of touring? That's a long fucking time to be away.
What, as in this December?
Yeah. You got December off this year. First time I think I remember for the last 5 years.
I felt awful, Brian. I felt it was one of the lowest points I've ever had in my life, to be honest.
Thanks for that.
I spiraled into drugs and alcohol again, which was a creeper. It started last November because I was sober for 2 years, and we were starting touring again in November. September it was. We started touring. We did the in-stores started on my birthday, and I was really ill at that time. I had gastritis, and I didn't know it was gastritis, and I started getting really ill all the time, like vomiting on stage and that. And then, but I was casually drinking, nothing serious then. and then it just kind of petered into a bad place until 3 weeks ago, when I had to stop. I won't go into the details, but it was in a good place, and I'm happy to be here.
I remember seeing you about September time, not last year, about September last year. There was the Crawler playback night. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
Spiritland.
Yeah. And you were standing outside with a beer, and I was really like, "Whoa, what's that?" And you said to me, "No, it's cool. I can do this now. It's all right."
Yeah.
As long as you have one beer and don't move on to this, and then don't move on to that, and blah 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 blah. But I was quite surprised because almost every conversation about you for the 4 years previous, you were like, "Nah, that's not what I do anymore."
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a funny old thing that you get confident and you start having one or two, and then a year down the line, you know, the problem is that I've got a very addictive personality, and I'm also smart, you know. So, and I work hard, and I like working hard, and I like a challenge. So I'll see things and I'll set my sights on it, and then I'll get confident and be like, "Oh, I'm doing well," you know, like I can do this, and then I'll have a few more, and then by the end of it, you set it up so there's whiskey waiting for you after every show, and then there's everything else waiting for you outside the door.
Yeah.
And I can't do that anymore because, one, we tour a lot, and I got really ill because of it, because of drinking every day that I'm on tour, and I've got a kid to come home to, and like, you want to be a vibrant, lucid parent that enjoys your time with them, and you give them the best time, and I wasn't doing that, so I stopped.
It's hard. I wrote very few notes talking to you today because I've got very little to say. I'm just going to wing it basically because
Yeah.
literally how I live my life anyway, and this is how I've ended up sitting here now talking to you after 5 years. My next thing I wrote very briefly, but my next one was, how do you cope on such a long tour? How do you keep fit? How do you keep sane? How do you get through that day on those tours? Because an idol show is very different to most shows, and any feedback you get from anyone, and obviously I read a lot because I'm in a bit of a rabbit hole of idols fans when you look at the Afghan stuff. But people will always say, "Fuck, I've never seen anything like it. God, it was better than last time," because it's 2 hours of just an explosive performance, as you know.
Yeah.
You especially, because you're a fabulous frontman, and you control that crowd, you gear the crowd up, you rip your vocals to shreds sometimes, but it sounds like it, because that's a hard thing to do for 2 hours. So how do you get yourself ready for that during the day? Because you must be a lot of downtime. And then when you come off stage, it's then stopped. How do you get used to that come down almost? And then ready to do it again, because 170 odd shows a year is a fucking lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean,
is it just routine?
Well, you got to keep a routine. I've got to keep a routine. I'm really bad with I'm not going to self-diagnose or anything, but I'm really bad, and I can't concentrate. If I put everything in a certain place when I arrive somewhere, and if someone else moves it, everything's lost. I can't. It's not that I lost that one thing. It's that I suddenly can't remember where anything is, and I have to live my life like that. I have to have a routine. And alcohol became a routine after the show. I would still never have drank before a show ever. I never would, and I never will. Like I did once on this last year because I was so ill. I smashed my shin on a table, and about 3 weeks later, it turned into a cyst. For anyone listening that doesn't know what a cyst is, it's basically a hole appears in wherever it is, and I had a cyst about that big in my leg. It was about that deep. You could see the not the bone, but the bit just above it. So I was going on stage every day with this like hole in my leg. It started off as it looked like an infection. My leg just swelled up, and I had to lie down and take loads of painkillers every day whilst I was doing European festivals, and sleep all day, get up for the show, and then go back and be horizontal with my leg elevated. And that was what, I don't know, 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks maybe. I was seeing paramedics every day at the festivals, and they were just keeping it clean. And I came home and he told me what it was. And he basically said, it's not an infection, it's a trauma cyst. And you got to just keep it covered until it heals. And then it took maybe 2.5 months to heal. So I was like, I was not great throughout the touring. I was in bad nick. But really, it's about the show. You focus, and you focus on the show, and you try and keep a routine where you get up, you try something new every day, get some exercise in, spend time with your friends. You know, I've been grateful all year. It's not like I've been in a bad place in that sense. I love the shows, and I'll do anything for them. You know, I love it. And that's maybe why I was drinking after shows, was just to celebrate a lot, and two, to kind of dampen the pain, whatever that was at the time. Also was going through a lot of loneliness. I think I was very lonely, which is a funny thing to be when you're surrounded by people. But the problem is that
it's not. It's more common than I learned this year. It's more common than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Being surrounded by friends and family, people that tell you you're lovely to be around and all this kind of stuff. And then just feeling like, it's quite strange you said that, because that's been my biggest turmoil this year, massively.
Mm.
That must be hard when you're out and about, though, because if you can't go home and wind down.
I've become quite agoraphobic on tour. Like, I don't like being around, you know, strange places and stuff. I want to see the sights, and I want to kind of experience the culture a bit, but I also, it's all new, and like it feels a bit like chaos, and I struggle with that. So it's about finding a balance, but I'm also hungover and I come down a lot, so it's not a really fair representation of what I'm really like. So I'm going sober. I'm going to tour sober for the first time ever, because obviously I was sober in lockdown and sober before it. I must have been sober when I was touring.
I think you were. Yeah, I think
2019 was it? Yeah.
Yeah, my memory, as far as I'm aware, you weren't particularly sober during Brutalism tour, which is fair play.
No, I was not sober. I wasn't sober for like 18 years, bro.
No, I know. But I'm talking about the last 5-6 years of touring and stuff. I think you were more sober during Joy than I ever remember you being.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, obviously before shows, yeah. I drink after. I mean, I don't know when my sobriety started. I could look it up, but it was 2 years, and it ended last November. But
so
yeah.
what's the plan now? Just gone, cut it out.
Plan is I got no choice really. I'm going to live my best life now, and just like I'm tired and ill tonight, but I'm actually in a really good place. I've had a really good day. I've been writing. I can't really, well, I don't want to go into too many details. It's quite early, but I've done a lot in the past few weeks or month, written a lot of music, written a lot of lyrics, and I'm in a good place. And you know, it's been Christmas. It's my first Christmas with a kid who knows what's going on, kind of. So that's been sick. I've had a really nice time with that. And yeah. Yeah.
Festival highlights. 36 festivals this year. It's a lot. I've spoke to all 4 members of Idols during the week, and when I asked them what their favourite festival highlight was, they all said the same one. What was your favourite?
Primavera?
No, they all kind of spurted about this, that, and the other, but when they all settled on one performance particularly, which they said was the most fun they've had on stage for a long time. What was yours?
Primavera.
Okay.
Why
was that?
just because it was electric, it was violent and beautiful and everything I want in a show, you know. I say that. I'm trying to think what other ones. What did they all say?
They all said the little Brutalism set at Glastonbury was a wonderful experience.
Well, yeah, you see, they all had a very different time to me. I hadn't slept, and I won't go into details, but I hadn't slept, Brian.
Okay.
And you know, I can't drink that much coffee, so you can imagine.
Well, I listened to that. I wasn't there to see it, but I listened to it the other day on streaming, and you're on form. All of you. You sound as fucking tight as shit on that performance. Yeah. Really good. Yeah.
It's testament to, like, I could barely talk or look at anyone in the eye just before that, and people just thought I wasn't going to go on stage, and then I did, and it transformed. Which is testament to how beautiful adrenaline and live music is. It was magic. Yeah, it was great. I like that one. It was.
Yeah, I think Lee said it felt like 2017 again. He said he spent most of the gig in the audience, and he just felt like how it was during that tour. And that tour was pretty manic. Them shows are pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, I was talking to my mate about this the other day in Yorkshire. Stu from Life. I went and stayed with him in Hull for a couple of days, and I was just like, I'd love to get back on it and do like a little small venue tour. Obviously not next year, but it would be great, you know, just to kind of reconnect on that level. But it's hard when you're it's harder than you think when you're a big band, just for certain reasons. But I mean, it's also easier. You know, it's like, do you do a small venue tour on a bus and spend loads of money, or do you just get in a sleeper? And I mean, I'd happily do it in a sleeper. I'd be sick. You're not a sleeper. What do you call it? Can't even remember what they're called anymore.
Like a transit. Get old school.
Yeah, transit. Yeah. I mean,
get Lee driving.
Absolutely, yeah.
Old
Me
school.
and Lee.
Bowen
would do it occasionally, and it's like a moth driving a van, just like this, all over. You're like, what are you doing, mama? It's terrifying.
If I remember rightly, and I think I remember right, there was a very small venue tour booked in that never happened because COVID started. Because I remember conversations with Marco about nights at the Dublin Castle in Camden. There was a really small venue tour. I think it was a joint tour with you and Slow Tie, but it never happened. But it was remember?
Yeah.
But it was going to be really small venues, like tiny little ones and stuff, just to go right back to where. And then COVID kicked in, and the whole thing was cancelled.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been sick. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, time and a place. I remember walking through Reading Festival with my mate, just being like, why don't, like, I was saying bands like Queens of the Stone Age, and I was like, why don't they just rock up to a pub and just smash out a show? That would change everyone's life in there. Do you know what I mean? But you know, they all do stuff like that. You just got to be there.
They do, and you've done it before, and I've been lucky enough to see some of them, and I'm sure you'll do them again, because as lovely as 4 Nights at Brixton is, and it is great, it was wonderful. Not necessarily Ali Pali, because it's a horrible venue, but
I like Ali Pali.
No, not as an audience member. I didn't like it at all. But a lot of people did, not me. It's too big. It sounds shit. Excuse me.
Well, you just orchestrate the sound properly, that's all, because it's your system. So you can have good sound in there.
Can you?
Yeah.
15 months since Crawler. What's your relationship?
Is that it?
Yeah, 15 months, yeah.
Ages ago.
15 months since its launch. What's your relationship with that album like now?
It's still my favourite album. I love it. It was a really important thing for me to have done. I'm speaking about it personally, you know, obviously I'm not going to talk for the band all the time. It was magic. It is magic. I love it. I think it was received as we played it. You know, I think if you want everyone to make a song and dance about your album, you've got to make a song and dance about your album yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the label's got to spend loads of money in promoting it and all that. And we didn't want to do that with this album. And we got what we, you know, what we pushed, which is a quiet release, and it was glorious. I loved it, and I think it showed me a lot about the industry, and it made me really, really like get excited for writing again. It built a really good relationship with me and Bowen, and like, I don't know, it's great. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Grammy nominated now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's what?
How do you feel about that? That's quite big.
Mate, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'd love it, you know, I'd love it if we got a Mobo, you know, like if people are celebrating our stuff, you know, it's sick. But when it's something that like everyone looks at and it pays attention to, it's extra exciting because it means that you're then gonna be more of a household name in America. And that is both fruitful but also exciting because it's a great place to tour. And obviously it has its horrific side, but there's a lot of amazing human beings there who have great taste in music and a great attitude to live music. I love playing there. I love touring it. And it, you know, apart from their chocolate, I think it's a magic place, you know, that and their politics, but then who are we to fucking talk?
Crawler, Grammy nominated. Ultramono went to #1 in the album chart in a week. Joy earned you Ivor Novello Awards.
Yeah, well, one, yeah. Well, the one award? Yes, the award, I think. Oh, no.
Album of the year, that one.
Yeah,
it was quite a big one.
I mean, that was, you know, it's all good.
And Brutalism won you my heart and the hearts of a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Do you feel more pressure going into writing now on the back of 4 continuous albums that have been better received? They got bigger and bigger and bigger, more acclaimed, more fan base along the way, all the way through. So when you sit down to write new stuff now, is it more pressure related? Have you got to? Do you think shit? I've got to do better than Crawler?
Yeah, always. Yeah. I mean, I always want to get better. That's a given. I think, or at least I want to change. I want to move forward. Better is just new for me as an artist. You just want to keep making new. Better is just presence. It's about being present and about having a conversation with yourself and the world around you and making something out of that. That's the conversation. And that is the, I look like I'm dying. I look like I'm this weird, I look like David Cameron colour.
In the white shirt and the tie, it looks like you're ready to go to coffee in there, Joe, to be fair, mate. Yeah,
well, I promise you, I feel really good. So anyway, you know, there's not a pressure, there's not more pressure, there's a new pressure.
Yeah.
And like, I've always said, I feel like art's problem solving, and like, obviously I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to sustain a sense of success in terms of having people love our music and come and see us live. I don't want to, you know, I don't, if it went, you know, to a place where we're playing smaller venues, I'd still love it. But I want to sustain that sense of honesty and like ferocity with our music. And I want to keep creating and challenging myself and challenging the people around me. And yeah, like I want to stay successful. That's a fact, you know. I'd be lying if but that, you know, that's the beautiful thing, is that I have the chance to do that. Loads of people don't. And that's it. Like, it's not like, oh, poor me, I've got to try and write another album. It's like, I've got to write another album. Like,
I get to write another
I was
album.
having fucking feces thrown at me like 5 years ago. Like, I know what a job is, you know? And like, this ain't it. This is beautiful and it's a gift. And I've been saying it all year, like, this is a time of gratitude. We come out of that lockdown knowing how lucky we are. And I'm ending the year knowing how lucky I am. And no matter what mistakes I make, I try not to repeat them, and I'll keep working harder in order to be the best version of myself. I just lost my way a bit, and that's easily done when you're a fucking idiot like me. But the pressure of it is the beauty of it, you know? Like, how can I put it? Like, that's the push and pull of an artist and an audience, is that you can't play to them. You can't pander to their needs, because one, there's too many of them, and two, that's not why you're doing it. You have to be hungry and want to make something beautiful. And that cannot just be what people want. It has to be what you need to make. And you have to keep creating that dialogue with the universe. When it becomes a one-way street, you become boring, and that's death.
It was my next question. Do you consciously still write for yourself like you've always done, or do you think about your audience and the size of your audience and the songs? You know the songs better than anyone, the ones that go down well live, and the ones that the crowd really, really enjoy. So do you factor that in when you're writing, or do you still write? Because there was a lot of stuff on Crawler that was like Progress and The Wheel. There was a lot of stuff on that album that was just, we'd not heard that side of Idols before.
Well, I'd argue that you have heard that side of Idols before. You know, Progress is basically, you know, it's like Slow Savage, but with in both in theme and in delivery for me, in a way. Just I did like a bark for Slow Savage, but in terms of melody and stuff, it's quite similar. And then Bowen just, well, I wrote it. Did I write that? Yeah, I wrote that. Did I write that piano?
I think, didn't he send you the instrumental and you?
But anyway, but yeah, I think no, that was Progress. But I mean, it was So Savage. And then Bowen, you know, Bowen's just done a glitchy kind of jangly guitar thing instead. Like, so it's there, and like the Wheel is, for me, is like, it's a more savage version of Mother, you know, in terms of theme and also music. It's got that violence to it and the cycle, and so it's there, you know. It's like I'm only going to write about what I can really truly be transparent about, and also be completely infatuated by. And the music, I listen to the music, and the music gives me, you know, like a feeling, and then the feeling transposes into an idea I write about. And like, so it's always going to be me writing for the song. I'm always going to write for the song, and I don't block out what's going on in my head. I just let it come out. And then sometimes, I'll I purposely wrote to the audience in Ultra Mono, because that's what I was most scared of. So I wrote to the audience, you know, and that's what it was. It was like self-acknowledgement. It was like the fourth series in a comedy series, you know, where you start breaking down the third wall. And Crawler was just me focusing on poetry, but it's all the same subject, and it's all you know, it's the same approach we have to our music. We're never going to go backwards. Mother is our most popular and successful song, I think. Maybe Danny Nadelko. Never going to do another Danny Nadelko. I don't need to sing about immigrants in the same way. I can sing about immigrants, but there's no point in doing the same thing again. No one needs that twice.
Yeah.
No one needs that. And that song's always going to be in our set. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful song, but it's done. No one needs it again. I don't want to do it again. But I'm not, you know, we're not one of those bands that's just not going to play it because we're, you know, we are the audience. We're part of that, and we make that feeling together. It's not us alone. It's everyone in that room. So with that, we can't ignore what's popular. But what we won't do is write for that, because that's populism, and that's what we fucking hate.
I think it's been the downfall of a few bands over the years.
So it's challenging the audience, you know. There are bands that just gone completely left field and lost everything, you know. That's the beautiful danger of it. It's like, at least they went out honestly.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're gonna go out, you're gonna lose everything. I don't know if you can really, you know, like you can always do something else. But if you do lose everything, in terms of if all you want is money from it or success in that time, then like you can just make something else, change the name, get rid of the band, start again. I don't know, like whatever. But I don't know, like I think it's a bit like a toxic relationship. Someone leaves you because you suddenly become yourself in a new light, then they weren't worth keeping. You got to be loved for who you are, right?
Absolutely. Did you do much writing on tour this year?
Musically, no. We tried.
I say that because Brawler obviously was written very remotely.
Yeah. Well, it was and it wasn't. You know, I keep thinking about this. Byron keeps saying that we wrote it remotely, and I keep agreeing with him. But what happened was we came up with a bunch of ideas, and then we finished them all off in a room with the boys. You know, it was remote in terms of we started it and we wrote, but we also, I come up with the idea of Crawler in the van with the boys, so I was with them. But you know, it was like it was a necessity. Like I wouldn't want to go back to that. We tried writing remotely again, and it's like I love being in the room with the boys. There's an immediacy to it, and there's a violence to it that you can't get with a.
You didn't do that on tour? You didn't do that when you was out and about this year?
We tried a couple of times and ended up like tearing each other's faces off. Like I don't think I've ever screamed at the boys that quickly before.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good idea. But we're in a much better place now. We wrote a lot of Ultra Mono on tour musically. And we did write a lot of Crawler remotely. I don't want to like shit on Bowen's point. But I just remember sewing a lot of it up in the room. What have we done? We have like, I don't know. It's
where are you with album 5 now? As in,
what am I supposed to say there? I don't know if I'm allowed.
No, as in,
I'll just tell you. So we've been writing for a long time. I say that. How long have we been writing for? Because we went back on tour. So we started a while ago though. We never stopped writing. Just writing on tour is not very productive because we're not in a place of like, you know, there's like a time limit to it. You've got to be on stage, do sound check, and then quickly try and come up with some ideas, or, you know, eke out your ideas that you've got in your head or that you've written down, and you'll write this thing, and then it doesn't work. It's not healthy. It's nice to be in your own little womb and like write shit and be able to scream at each other without an audience there and a sound engineer who just wants to go on his break. So like, we didn't do much writing there, but we've been writing, yeah. I had the artwork. I've had the artwork for about a year, maybe longer. It's been staring at me at the boxing gym I go to. Is that a clue?
Is that a clue?
Well, I guess so, yeah. But
why?
I mean, you know, I've realised in my loneliness that it's down to my attitude. You can only manifest, you know, your own future by changing your own path. You can't expect anyone else to do anything for you. And I realised that if I don't change my ways, then nothing will come. And what I had to start with is what I wanted. And that seems like an easy question. What do you want? Like, but I've got everything I wanted. You know, I've got a challenge in that I got a career that I want to keep pushing forward, and I've got art that I want to keep breaking down and challenging and changing and moving forward. And I've got a healthy daughter that I love, and I'm building a really great relationship with, and that's great. What do I want? And then I realized I just wanted love. I just want intimacy and love. And that can come in all shapes and sizes. And I realized that, like, I wasn't allowing people in who were around me. And I think I needed that. And I instead of doing that, I realized I'd gone too far down the line with booze, etc. And I had to break that off before I could start again. And I've started again. And it feels magic. But the songs are all love songs in different forms of that. You know, it's not all romantic love songs, but I want to write about the people I love, and I want to write about the only thing I really understand, and that's love. If I'm honest with an audience who hopefully don't care too much, because it is about the music, but you know, I haven't got issues writing music. That's easy. Well, it's easy to have that process, you know, because you can just make something shit and throw it away. But words don't come easy to me, in terms of, like, I don't want to throw them away when they're there. But I don't just write stuff all the time. I'm not one of those writers who sits there and writes for hours and has lots of things in his book that he then brings, you know, like Mez does with life.
Yeah. He's
really good. He writes all the time. He's you know, his downtime, he can do that. And I find that amazing. I just can't do it myself. And I got to just let it all come to me. And I had to just let it wash over me, and understand that, like, of all the stuff I ever write about, it's about wanting love and wanting to give love. And I think of all the things I'm really good at is being a cheerleader. And I've grew a kind of strange numbness to my life, where all I cared about was the shows and my daughter, and I forgot to, like, embrace everything around me and just enjoy myself and the people that I'm surrounded by. Because I think to be the best version of me and the best frontman of Idols is to be myself again, as I was when I started this band, which was, like, terrified but ready to take anything on and show love. And, like, I think that our success kind of broke me down a bit and made me paranoid and scared and skeptical, and, like, forgot what was really important, and that was the bit in between us and the audience, which is energy and vibrations and all the stuff that you can call me a cunt for saying, but you'd be a cunt for saying it, because love is the most magic energy you'll ever feel, and if you give it, you get it back. And I just needed to start doing that again. So I want to write about love, and I'm not going to stop.
You've been telling thousands of people for the last 5 years to love yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a phrase that so many people took to heart and understood, and it changed so much for so many people. But it sounds like you forgot to do it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I did, yeah. You know, like, they do say you should always remember to check on the strongest member of the room, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a good way of holding it together. Like, I think our tour manager has fucking kittens on. I've brought him to tears so many times because he worries about me, and he sees the walk in between stage and backstage where I got nothing to shield with, and he sees that I'm like lonely and sad, and, like, and then I build myself back up and I'm fine again. But, like, I think if for me to be strong and to like actually love myself, I need to be sober, and that makes me sad because I love Guinness and I love whiskey.
Yeah.
And I love red wine.
Yeah.
I love lager.
Yeah. I know that well, Jeff.
Tequila. I love tequila so much. Margaritas. I'm a basic bitch. What can I say? But you know, like, it doesn't matter because I love music more, and I love my people more, and I love my family more. And you know, I want something much more interesting and vivid than numbing myself after shows. And like, it just incrementally got worse and worse, and that's it, because I can fucking smash everything if I'm sober. I know I can. I've just got back on the wagon. Was it off the wagon? I never know which one it is. I'm sober again, and I started exercising. I haven't stopped boxing. I've boxed the whole time, but you know, getting in the ring twice a week isn't going to change my life. I need to do more than that. So yeah, here I am, back.
Have you got
I'm back, baby.
You always said to me that the new album that happens when you've got a title. You got a title for the new album?
Yeah, always, yeah.
Okay.
That was the first thing I'll come up with.
What is it, Joe? No.
Go fuck yours.
No,
it's I reckon you do yourself a favor in not knowing until it's done, because I think you're like a film student. Like when I was studying film, for all my sins, looking behind the curtain kind of ruins it, you know. The magic of Oz is the magic of Oz. So I don't fuck it by like understanding how it all works. And like, you know, I think it'd be good for us to just kind of hide everything from, you know, saying I'm writing about love is neither here nor there. Like they're all love songs, and I hide that, and I'm excited by it because that's something for me to be excited by, and it's making me write better because I know how to write about love, and I want to write about love, and I need love now more than ever, and I need to give and project love more than ever, because I was in a spot before that I can't be in again. So I'm excited by that, and I'm not going to hide that. That's not an industry thing. That's me being excited by what I can write about. But yeah, the rest of it, I think we should, you know, there's a reason why people release albums the same way all the time. It's because it works. They figured out how to excite people and how to, you know, we're not milking a cow, but we want to respect that fucking thing and make that spectacle what it is. It's a magic fucking thing. And like, you know, Crawler was our best work, and I think it didn't get to as many people's ears because we underplayed it, and that's great. That's fine, you know. Like, I'm not like people didn't like it enough because we didn't make a song and dance about it, but it definitely, you know, like, we need to treat this next album with the respect it deserves, which is a fucking song and dance, because it's going to be great.
We've had 4 albums in 5 years, which by anyone's standard is a lot.
No, it ain't. Not by King Gizzard and Elizabeth.
No,
all the OCs.
Okay, by most people, then it's a lot of albums, because going back,
Taylor Swift, she's done a few, hasn't she?
Yeah, but
Sufjan Stevens.
All right. Just by most people. I said most people, not all people, Joseph.
Do you know
Are you under any? Oh, you signed a new deal with Tarzan.
Yeah, with a gun to our head like that.
Did they?
No. No, they're the best. They're the best. I feel sorry for everyone else who's got a record deal, to be honest.
Are you under any pressure from anyone other than yourself to get album 5 out, or you'll do it when it's ready?
We'll do it when it's ready. It's not going to be ready for a long time. Yeah.
So next,
their breath.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
You've had 4 in 5 years. That's a lot. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're not going to take like a 4-year hiatus and like collect ourselves or any of that shit. But yeah, we want to make sure it's like it's interesting. Bowen said something about some of the songs on Crawler feeling like they weren't finished, and then I never really saw it as that. Like I don't analyze things in that way like Bowen does. Bowen's got a very good analytical, scientific brain, and he just sees shit that I don't, because I don't care enough. Like I do care, but I don't care enough about the structure of things and how things are built. I am all about feeling. And I'm just like, that's a block of sound. That sounds fucking, that feels fucking great. Next.
Yeah.
Right, that's how I am. Doesn't mean to say I don't understand sound and I don't work with sound, and like I'm interested in all that. But he said that some of them felt unfinished, and he listed them, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can see that actually. And it made me realize that I really wanted to work on making sure that I've done the best thing for the song, and not just doing it and being like, because I write a lot of the lyrics in the booth, in the vocal booth, and then it's recorded, it's done. I didn't know what the lyrics were going to be until I'm singing them, and then the next thing it's on record. Whereas this one, I'm not going to do that, because I want it to be the best record it can be. I don't want to sing, and I want to work on melody and make sure it's the best melody for the song. I'm also going to fucking scream at everyone. Don't worry about it.
At least once.
Plenty of that, mate.
So next year,
yeah.
What does the next year look like for Idols? Tours, festivals?
Yes.
Lots of surprises along the way.
Yeah, there's some weird. I mean, we're gonna. Yeah.
I'll ask you another day.
Yeah, man. We got some fucking great stuff coming up. Like really good. Like I'm really excited. And like, we're doing what we want to do, and we're doing it right. And I'm very excited by what we're making, and I'm excited where we're going to go and what we're going to do. You know what I've got in my head recently? I think Bowen said it, and I was like, that'd be sick. I really want to do just like a savage punk album after this next one.
You know what? That's exactly what Bowen said to me last week. He said he wants to do the next album to be sometimes so uncomfortable that even he doesn't quite like it, because he wants to challenge himself quite a bit. But after that, he wants to do a garage punk album of songs that are about 3.5 minutes long and just thrash it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then we're both in the same boat. Although, we're not coming at it at the same angle with this next album. I don't want it to be the most uncomfortable. I mean, he might not like it. He might not like it, but I'm enjoying it, and it's definitely not uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for him, but I can't say why. But you know what? I'm not playing for him either.
No, of course not. When you, if we go forward a year, 12 months from today, when you look back at 2023, what do you want to have achieved?
A year of sobriety. And to really have manifested what I want now, which is love, and like to understand how to really kind of come back to a place where I was a long time ago, which was full of love and optimism and vigor, and like not letting the bastards grind you down, whoever the bastards are. It's often you, not you, Brian, me. It's one. And like, I think I can do that. I know I can do that. It's exciting. But yeah, so I want to have manifested pure love, and yeah, I want to fall in love, and I want to just have achieved and not let myself down. I want to have written the best album we've ever written. I want to do some stuff with some people and stuff.
It's quite a list then for next year. It's quite a list for next year then.
Well, if you haven't got quite a list, then you're selling yourself short, Brian. What do you want to do this year, next year?
I want to. I've not had a great year. I'm not going to lie to you. So I want to make sure next year is not this year again, because that's the easiest thing for me to do. Hence the reason I need to stop drinking. And even at least on my own in my flat, which has been the worst thing I've ever done. But it's been I needed to do to relieve the boredom, for make the nights go quicker, to hide the fact that like yourself, hide the fact that I'm lonely as fuck, and I need to be in love again. That's my other thing. So, but I've hidden all that shit this year with drink.
Well, you know, you need to be in love with yourself, my man. That's the key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that.
So, what date is it today? It's the 27th of December. How about we make a bet?
Go on.
You don't drink, I don't drink.
Until when? Or forever?
Well, I'm not planning on going back anytime soon, but never say never, Brian. Like, for instance,
I'm doing dry January this year.
No, you're not. You're doing dry 23. That's what you're doing, you fucking prick.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, okay.
Right, so 27th of December 2023, we are going to jump. Where do you live?
Southend.
Southend-on-Sea.
Yeah, man.
Right, so we're going to jump in the ocean.
It's the estuary. It's the Thames.
Oh, is it? Well, we're not jumping in the sea at
No,
Southend.
okay. It's the Thames estuary. It's fine.
I've got a car, Brian. I'll take us somewhere that isn't full of shit.
All right.
We're going to get up in the morning and we're going to go and jump in the sea on the 27th of December. I might have to bring my child. Put it in.
This is to celebrate a year of being sober.
It is, yeah.
Oh man, I'm doing that. I shake your hand. But it's there. I'm doing it.
Good man.
Thank you.
Right, hold on. What are we going to call it? We've got to give it a name. It's like solstice. Sobstice.
Overstice.
Right, soberstice. It's done. I feel better already, mate. I'll tell you that.
Me too.
See, predictive text. You like that? You fucking cunt. All day. I hate predictive text, man. Soberstice. It's in. On the 27th of December, we'll come up with a place not too far from where we're at. But I mean, do you know what?
Go on.
There's a place that I love. It's like my favourite place. Woolacombe.
Where the fuck's Woolacombe?
Woolacombe is in North Devon. I used to go there when I was a kid and like just drink bowls of vodka and like dance to drum and bass. But we're going to go there.
We're going to do it there.
We're going to fucking swim, my man.
Well, let's hope we do. Let's hope we do. Let's not.
Let's hope. Like, we're not doing anything in December. It's like really close to Christmas. So
I've had no alcohol in my flat at all tonight, so that's wonderful.
You haven't got any?
No, it's all gone. I'm not drunk today, so there's nothing here.
So tomorrow's day one, yeah? All right, so you can, I wouldn't, just because it sets a bad precedent to yourself, but you could always go out for a quick last pint.
What, tonight?
Yeah.
No, I've got work tomorrow. I won't. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
See, that's a great attitude. Now you started. Have you drank today?
No.
All right, so today's day one. All right, so you've got one day out of the way, my man.
Okay.
So that's it. Amazing. Day one. We did it.
Thank you for that. That's a lovely way to tie up our chat, Joseph, and move on to the next part of our chat, which has to be my quick fire round.
Yeah, fuck it.
Because you're going to get it.
I want to apologise for being so lackluster. I feel like my head's full of cum. That's how I can describe it. I just got no cognition. It's sharp.
A lovely conversation.
So, you know, that cold. Like, I wake up every morning coughing loads, and I feel great all day, and then I suddenly just feel like I'm full of cum. Anyway,
I wouldn't describe it like that, because no, but I do know what you mean.
Don't be scared of cum, Brian.
Look
at this thin hair, man. This camera makes me look like a right pedo. Thinning, pink, Cameron-esque pedo.
Without you do need to sort the hair out, mate.
Yeah, I've got my new lady friend's hairdresser. She can sort that.
One thing as well, I think I'd like to do these chats more often than once a year. You gig for that?
Yeah, I'm ready, mate. Whenever you want.
Brilliant, because I think it's good. It's good for me.
Good too.
Good.
Next time I'll be all like
sorted.
Yeah.
Smoking jacket, glasses, the lot.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Do you still smoke fags?
Yes, I do. I mean, I wasn't, and now I am again. But I think drinking on tour, it just goes hand in hand, doesn't it? But I'm gonna give up New Year. I'm gonna start that one thing at a time, because I can't do nicotine gum because it gave me gastritis, and vaping.
You used to vape. Vape's good for me. Vape works.
Yeah, it works for you, but like I just start vaping all the time, and it leaks in my coats, and then I've got like blueberry stains in my blueberry in my Burberry, and I'm just not happy with that, right?
20 questions.
20. Let's do
20
it.
questions, right? Yeah, you might have had some before. They might not be too quick fire. You will never be as bad as Lee. He's the worst quick fire man in the fucking world.
Bless him. You know he's called Slowly Lee. Slowly.
I love that man, but he's shit.
Yeah, everyone loves that man. He's Lee. He's fucking good.
Question 1. What's your favourite Idols track, Joe?
10th One I Goffo. 10th One I Goffo.
Your dream collaboration. Who would you want to work with?
James Blake.
Ooh, okay.
Today, James Blake.
Your favourite city you ever visited?
Amsterdam or New York. I said Amsterdam. Amsterdam.
The favourite album that was released this year?
I can't remember any. Can I have a quick look?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. I'm going to say it. Right now, the one I'm listening to the most is The Car.
Who else said that? Johnny said that as well. Mr. Bieber said that.
John Beavis. Oh, I've got to change it then. Hold on. I'm joking. Yeah, The Car probably. Yeah.
Best thing about being on tour?
Our audience.
Your favourite smell?
It would still be my mother coming home from work.
If you were an insect, what insect would you be?
I changed that. My baby's head. Baby's head, yeah.
It's the beautiful smell. Not your baby's head. My baby's head's all spelled the same, but it's that smell. I know what you mean.
It's not her fucking morning breath, that's for sure. Jesus.
If you was an insect, what insect would you be?
A ladybird.
Favourite cake?
Victoria sponge.
Nice, classic English cake. Well done.
With cream, not buttercream.
What was the last thing you listened to? What album did you listen to today?
That was. It wasn't on this, was it? Here it is. I listened to it the other day on this. New History Warfare. Colin Stetson. The last new album I listened to was SOS Scissor.
Best film you saw this year?
Best film?
Mm-hmm.
Triangle of Sadness. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I know the one you mean. I haven't seen it. Good?
Yeah.
Okay, I will dig in.
There's a magic scene in it. Okay. It's a lot of vomit.
The white Santa t-shirt you released last month with Santa Business. It was how many Idols t-shirts have been released so far? What number was that?
200.
No. 176.
Boom. Not bad.
You got some work to do there, mate.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Did you get that?
I didn't know it's white. I wouldn't wear white, would I? I did get the mother. I got the mother T-shirt recently, sent to me by some beautiful people. And I do often walk around with the horse jacket. You know, the rain jacket you release with the horse on the back.
Yes.
I wear that often. I love that.
Yeah.
What's the best Christmas present you got this year?
Probably my daughter's Christmas card that she made.
No.
It's an abstract expressionist, like gold squares on it. Or present, a tamper, like a thing for coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Eric Idle or Billy Idol?
Eric, always.
The best band you saw live this year? You saw a few. You were around a few. Did you get to see many when you're out and about?
Yeah. No. What, on tour or back home?
Yeah, whatever. The best band, the best live act you saw this year.
Oh, loads at festivals. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what, John? I think John were great.
Week before last.
Bristol.
Yeah, I saw them a week before in London. With Dits supported. What a lineup.
Dits is sick as well.
Dits are sick there. John, yeah, John, I love John. You know that. They are fucking great. Wonderful. Did you see you what festival was it you played before Miley Cyrus?
Corona Capital.
Was that a Miley Cyrus audience or was that an Idols audience? It was a Miley Cyrus audience. How did they take it?
They didn't take to it. But I also wasn't. It was probably the worst gig I've ever done.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera.
Who would play you in the film?
What's his name? Hold on. I'll tell you who I'd love to play me. Hold on. No. Oh yeah, no, that's right. No. You bell end. It's doing it now. It's correcting me. You fucking prick. This is only, I know the person, I just don't know his name. So this is technically still quickfire.
Yeah. It's fine.
Internet phone bearing. Oh, come on, you fucking bell end.
No idea.
It's just stopped working. Here we go. Cast. What's the cast then? Come on. His name. Is this the right one? It is the right one. He's savage, isn't it? Absolutely savage. Horrible bastard he is. It's not in order of appearance because the main character's like 7 people down. Olivia Colman's the main character in it.
You want Olivia Colman to play you in a film?
No. Although that would be sick.
Although she'd be good at it.
She's
great.
Play me.
Yeah.
I kind of look a bit like Olivia Colman. She's like a good-looking version of me, isn't she? None of the photos are coming up. It's the husband of Olivia Colman in Tyrannosaur. Let's see if I can get it up. Keep going. Ask me questions.
All right, well, I've only got a few more left. Punk or funk?
Punk.
What's the worst thing? What?
Yeah, punk. Yeah, always.
Punk or funk. What's the worst thing you put in your mouth this year? Can't be that bad. You don't remember it.
No, that's the problem. I haven't been very compos mentis this year, have I?
Okay. Yeah, you haven't got them then.
What's the worst thing I've put in my mouth? That's terrible. I don't know. That's a good question.
It's a Brian question, but
Go on.
you've got 2 more questions left. What's the best band ever?
The Walkman.
And your last question. Where is Joe Talbot going to be in 10 years' time? That'll be, what year would that be? 2033.
10 years' time.
How old will you be in 10 years' time? Nearly 50.
I'll be in Bristol. I'm going to stay wherever she is.
How old will you be?
In 10 years? 48, my man.
Oh, man, that's well old.
Right.
Who's that? I can't see that.
Eddie Marson.
Oh, I know the name.
Oh,
I'll Google it. That's who you want to play you in the film.
Oh, you can't see it, can you?
No, I can't see it. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, I know the one. Yeah. He's done a lot.
Yeah, his best film's Tyrannosaur. Have you seen Tyrannosaur?
No.
It's Paddy Considine directed it. It's incredible. It's one of the best films ever. It's dark as fuck.
Paddy Considine was in the Game of Thrones spin-off recently. Yeah, that was very good. You know, he's a band as well. He's a singer in a band as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh, what are they called?
I can't remember what they're called. I came across them on Spotify and I was like, fuck, that's really good. And then looked it up and then realised it was him. Really 90s shoegazy sort of act, but just doing what he loves, really. Really smart, really good.
I think he's one of the best actors on the planet.
You need to watch House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones spin-off. He was exceptional in that. Really good. Anyway, Joseph Talbot, 1 hour and 20 minutes later.
Boom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We will definitely do these more often because a year is too long. And I know that I love to catch up with you. I know that people love me to catch up with you too, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm here, man. Like, I'm ready for you.
Good. What are you doing for New Year?
I'm writing.
When you back at work, obviously don't tell me what you're doing. When you're back at work, like officially, you've got a date in your diary when Islands are back. January?
What do you mean back?
Well, you must have dates in your diary for an Idols something. Because you obviously...
I haven't stopped. Like, honestly, I've been writing. I've been sewing shit up and writing and stuff. I haven't stopped writing, you know, like... yeah, so I'm here. But we're all back. Like, we're all back in the same room on the 3rd.
Next week, mate. And everyone else is back at work, apart from me, who's back tomorrow. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, I'm very excited about
it. And I'm very excited to see what next year brings. Thank you very much, Mr. Talbot. If you ever start to do another Brutalism set again in its entirety, please invite me to that one.
Yeah. Well, we will. We definitely will. It was really good fun. I think that would be something we could do in the future. So don't forget that you've shaken on it.
No, I have, mate. 27 December 2023.
And now, you know, you can give updates. If you like, maybe we can do an update on our on Goth Kitchen about how we're both doing.
What a wreck I am. Like that, jittering, drinking caffeine.
You're going to be smashing it. I mean,
no, I'm going to be. I need to be a better version of myself. I'm not going to do that getting pissed, and I know that now. And I'm up for it. And I need to go out and do stuff. I need to do loads more Goth Kitchen chats. There's loads of little bands I want to speak to. And I need to find love again because I'm shit on my own. So,
well, I love you, Brian. There you go.
I love you too. I love you too. But you're not quite what I'm for at the moment. So,
well, I mean, you know, just start here. That's all. Just start there.
Joseph Talbot, thank you very much. I'll let you get on.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Love you too. Big waves. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Are we on?
We're good.
Right, we're back on, guys.
I can dip out again.
No, you stick in, mate. You're a witness, right? So we were just chit-chatting quickly after.
Do you want me to show you again?
Yeah, well, just wait. I'll be presenter for a second. All right.
Well,
So off camera, we were chatting because it turns out we're actually friends. But Brian was just telling us that his new, well, yeah, Brian's decided that get it out then quickly. See, Brian's showing me that. Now I thought without asking him off camera, I'm going to do it on camera. By next year, we've got a year. You're going to have a theme music to Soberstice.
okay.
I was singing it. Do you know what I mean? Right. You have to do it on your own. I'll write the lyrics. You do the tune.
Amazing.
All right, no problem. I'll do it. I'll write it and then I'll send it to you, and then you can write some words for it.
Fucking great.
You want to?
It can't be good though. We can't like make.
It'll be no more than 3 or 4 chords. Don't worry about that.
That's more than Idol songs.
Do you want it up tempo or somber? No, it's got to be happy, isn't it?
Don't fucking play to me, my man. This is your music. You write for you. Start it, Brian. It's all in here, man. Start, write it for you. This is it.
27th.
You will find love behind those keys, those plastic shitty keys.
I'm about a month now of just learning the basic chords, and I'm fucking loving it. It's a lot of fun. It's fucking hard because my little finger doesn't do what it was meant to do. It's fucking around on its own.
Yeah, we're good luck.
Lots of that.
We'll just do 3-finger chords. They exist.
I won't be able to, John. Put it that way. Anyway,
I can't wait for this. It's going to be sick. So we'll get it. We'll maybe like commission someone to play it whilst we run into the sea.
Oh,
just record it, couldn't we? On another big boombox and just.
No, I want a stand-up piano.
Sand.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking mint. I want Jules Holland. We're going to get on the Hootenanny, sing our Soberstice. We need to get we need to get one of those like, sign a petition. Get on the Hootenanny next.
Change.org.
Change.org.
Yeah. Or who played on Ultra Mono?
Soberstice by the Soberstisters.
Jamie Callum. He'll play it for us.
Jamie Callum will fucking do it, yeah.
Yeah, man, he loves you.
He's got nothing better to do.
Oh.
Right, so we're called the Soberstisters.
Sobersisters, okay.
Soberstisters.
Okay. And we've got a year to get this right. I better fucking lose some weight and all, mate.
Trust me, it's going to shit off. If you're not drinking, you're going to shit it out, mate. Don't worry about it.
You'll get cold in the sea, though, so you might want to keep a little bit.
Hey, what? No. It's all about the heat shock proteins. It's gonna be good for us.
I bet I die, Ben.
Okay.
The last thing I do. Do you remember Brian? What was Brian? The one that floated off down the water. Blue.
You're not that light, mate.
Right.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Give me a shout. Whenever you want, I'll do another one. All right?
Yes, of course. Thank you for your time, Joseph. Thank you for your time, Ben.
Love you. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Nice
Bye-bye.
one.
Are you recording?
Dinosaur. Yeah. Joe asked me to show you the dinosaur that I made, so there it is. Thank you, Joe.
What's their name?
They're called Shiny Rex, isn't it?
Shiny Rex.
S-Rex. Shine Rex. You're the one with words. I'll just say.
Glittosaurus.
See?
There
it is.
That's why he wins the Ivor Novello Awards.
There it is.
That is why. For that. Right, lots of love. Let's find out, and we'll reconvene soon.
Bye-bye.
I'm dying.